Joining me now, someone who once hoped he'd be named the next president, 2020 presidential candidate Andrew Yang joins us. Andrew, your reaction to President-elect Biden?
I could not be any happier, Anderson. Joe and Kamala defeated Donald Trump. When we were on the trail, that was the mission. Mission accomplished. We did it. I am, like millions of other Americans, exultant today and excited to turn the page for our country. I was celebrating for the last number of hours, ever since CNN called it.
Biden is moving forward with the transition process. We're told he plans to announce a coronavirus task force on Monday. How do you think he should deal with what's going on with the White House, President Trump's refusal to concede? How do you think he should handle that?
I think he's taking the right approach. We have so much work to do and so little time. And I'm happy to say it seems like Trump is going to be, in your words, an obese turtle on his back, just flailing around, Anderson, while Joe and Kamala are already starting to put the work in to build the team, to figure out how we're going to address the coronavirus, the recession, and so many of the other problems. I will say that the major variable still on the table is whether Joe and Kamala will have a unified government in the form of a Senate that isn't beholden to Mitch McConnell, and that will be determined on January 5th in two special elections in Georgia. So if you are celebrating Joe's victory today, you should really be intent on helping those Senate races go blue on January 5th.
But by the way, I should say that I regret using those words because that's not the person I really want to be, and it was in the heat of the moment, and I regret it. But right now, Biden's progressive agenda it's difficult. Obviously, there's a lot of expectations on all sides of the political aisle. I talked to Bernie Sanders just a short time ago. There's a lot of progressives who want seats on the cabinet, who have expectations about promises that were made, or how this race was won, and the support that they gave. It's going to be difficult both for resistance President-elect Biden is going to face from Republicans, but also from the left wing of the Democratic Party.
Right now, everyone is just thrilled that Trump is gone, and we're going to be thrilled to try to work together with Joe and Kamala and the team. I'm sure there will be jockeying for positions. Everyone always wants to have their person in a key role. But the celebration today is about the fact that Biden-Harris team is going to be infinitely better for progressives, for the vast majority of Americans, than a continuation of the Trump era.
Hey, Andrew, if you could just stay with us for a second. I just want to check in with our Omar Jimenez, who is in Chicago, monitoring what is going on there in terms of the celebrations. Omar, what are you seeing?
I voted for the first time on the election.
Hey, Omar, it's Anderson Harris. You're on the air. What's the situation there in Chicago? Andrew, let's get back to you. Thanks for sticking around. Glad we asked you to stay around. Just in terms of what lies ahead, has anyone from the Biden campaign talked to you about a possible role?
I haven't talked to them in a little while, which is A-OK. I did text Kamala a few minutes ago. But to me, right now, they have their hands full trying to put the team together. I'd be thrilled to be part of the team. They know that. Right now, I'm intent on trying to help make sure that those Georgia races head in the right direction. So I'd actually expect to be campaigning in Georgia myself over the next little while. They have a lot of work to do to put together a new government. But a lot of attention should be paid to what's happening in Georgia. I wouldn't be surprised to see Joe and Kamala head there before too long.
Explain the importance to Democrats of the two runoff races in Georgia.
We remember Mitch McConnell playing the obstructionist during the Obama years, and we are set to return to that because right now he is going to be the majority leader. But the two races in Georgia on January 5th would actually make it 50-50 if they both go to Democrats, and then Kamala becomes the tie-breaking vote. So you can imagine a Biden administration with the House and the Senate aligned. That's one version of the world. Or the other version of the world, the one that we are dealing with right now, is that Mitch McConnell will have to approve everything that goes through Congress. That's a very, very big difference, Anderson. And which world we're in is going to be determined on January 5th. in Georgia.
In terms of the, Vice President Biden, President-elect Biden, still adjusting to getting the terms right. President-elect Biden. Yeah. President-elect Biden has talked about announcing a coronavirus task force on Monday. This pandemic has not gone away. It hasn't gotten a lot of attention just in the last several days because the nation's been focused on this race. But the pandemic is actually at an all-time high in this country. We've seen record numbers of new cases in each of the last several days. How difficult is it going to be, do you think, for the transition? Because clearly both people, President-elect Biden has a very different approach to the importance of mask wearing, social distancing than President Trump had.
This is the tough reality, Anderson, is that having a competent administration will not make the coronavirus any better in many, many communities. I mean, you're going to have much better unity in terms of messaging around the need for social distancing and mask wearing. You'll have better coordination, federal resources that can help get PPE into the hands of various schools and the rest of it. But we are seeing record highs in many, many locations. The winter is going to be very difficult in terms of coronavirus. And one thing that frustrated me was the notion that if you had better people in government, that we would be able to turn the page like that. I mean, that's just not reality. And we should never talk like it is. I mean, it's going to be a very difficult road, even if we all do wear masks, socially distance, because unfortunately, we're at a time where those are the most practical measures that many of us can take. The other measures involve shutdowns of restaurants, bars, concert halls, sporting events, and things that have people congregate indoors. And that's very much hit or miss depending upon the rates in a given community and other variables.
Yeah, and obviously the economic pain that those kind of measures take on everybody. Andrew Yang, appreciate you joining us.
Put the money in our hands. 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 Can we afford it? Yes. Will it cause inflation? No. Is it awesome? Yes. Is anyone trying to make it happen? Yeah, that guy.